Dino Malai throws his hat into the ring. He wants to be next governor of Kogi. After all the back and forth with state police or not, now the presidential panel on SARS reforms recommends state police. Oh, we're in for a good time. This is Plus Politics, and I am Mary Ann Nicole. A panel set up by President Muhammadu Buhari has recommended that there be an establishment of state police and even local government police. Now the question is, will this work? To help me analyze and understand this move by the presidency, I'm being joined in the studio by Babashola Adegbuyi, political analyst. It's good to have you join us. How was your weekend? Did you have a good time?
Well, it was a wonderful weekend. Actually.
All right. Well, the weekend, over the weekend, this story broke, and of course, a lot of people started talking about Dino Malai. I guess he's trending at the moment on Twitter. But Dino has thrown his hat into the ring. We'll talk about that later on the show. But let's talk about state police. Now, I'll take your mind back to 2018, 2017, when the call for state police began. I remember Mr. President did say that he does not believe in the establishment of state police, and this was about 4 months ago. He did say that he does not believe in establishment of state police in Nigeria, even though it was a good initiative. He gave his reasons. He maintained that the creation of state police could be problematic in the long run, and he also argued that most states in the nation cannot even pay salaries of workers. But hey, today Mr. President had a meeting with the police and SARS, and now they're recommending state police. What do you think they may have said or might have said to change the president's mind?
Yeah, the agitation for state police actually started during the period of President Obasanjo, but it became more intense during this present administration we have. And one of the reasons why I believe the President Buhari set up that particular committee was because of the issue of insecurity and the complaints about the federal SARS and the state, the NPF, Nigerian Police generally. So he set up that committee to look into the problems we are having with the security agents, and also to recommend the way forward. And also one of the reasons is to look into how to solve the problem of insecurity in Nigeria generally. And today, the committee submitted his report, and the president has the right to say accepted or rejected. Yeah, and one of the response from one of the recommendations is for state police and local government police. I want to agree with the president when he made that statement sometimes in January that he is not in agreement with state police because of most especially finance. Most states up to now, there are some states that have not paid 6, 7, 8 months, 12 months salaries. So if you now if such states now have a state police, how will such state fund the agency? But
we have states who already have neighborhood watch. We have Lagos, we have Rivers, we have, I think, some states in the east. They already have this as a paraphernalia that assists in security. So, I mean, can we start from there?
They assist in security, I agree.
And they're paid at the end of the month.
They are paid. Whatever they are being paid is not up to what the state police will collect. Because the state police, you need logistics. All these ones you are talking about, there is no training grant, there is no training camp. All they just did was to select some people who were ready to do that work, not necessarily giving them a necessary training. By the time you have a state police, the state will have to look for land to build police college and equip the police college, getting ammunition and arms for police, uniform, all those things.
I'm sorry, I want to take you on something. The police college part, I do not necessarily agree. We have police officers from all across the country going to police colleges that the federal government have already established. Why do we need to establish more? We have police barracks in almost all the states across the federation. We can set up something within those places to accommodate in the meantime, because we need to plan. I mean, I'm not, in the government, but I'm just saying, can we work within the budget that we have, which is already stretched too thin? We
need to understand one thing. The Nigerian police presently on ground reports to the federal government, and they are trained as federal agents and not state agents. That is why whatever happens in the state, the commissioner of police does not get a report. Is not responsible to the state government. Every responsibility goes to the IG. You get my point? Now, when you have a state police, you train that particular police officer to understand the terrain of that particular state, to understand the peculiarity of that particular state. You get my point? You can't just say, oh, because he's a police officer, and you now tell that police officer to come, as what is happening now.
But we have had police officers in Nigeria who went to Scotland Yard, and they were trained, but they still policed in Nigeria. We have police officers who've gone to Pakistan to train with their police officers, and they still policed in Nigeria. I don't think location is a big problem as you make it seem.
Location is actually a big problem. For example, let me give you an example. If a police officer is transferred from a particular state to another, early does such police officer being given the necessary training to understand where he is. Or they just do, oh, you are welcome to this particular division, this is the particular police post you'll be going, and that is the end. It does not have the understanding of the vicinity he is. It does not have the peculiar criminal act in that particular area. So how many police officers do we actually have in the community? Let's ask. And how many people are actually in the community? Until you have a police officer that understands every hook and crannies of that particular community, that is when you say you have a police officer.
I have more arguments to put up, but I will take a short break. When we come back, we still have Babashola Adegbuyi. He's a political analyst here in the studio with us. We're still talking about the recent move by the federal government to accept and accommodate state policing. We'll be right back after the break.